But yeah, guys, I just wanted to drop in. It's Cleet the Geek. Just coming in to drop some branding knowledge as I usually do. Wanted to, just chat with you guys. I was over here working on my some material for my e-course this weekend, and wanted to just take a second to share with you guys some of the stuff I was coming up with. Just add some value for you. And then at the end, I'll probably open up for some questions. Anything you want to ask me about branding. Like I said, I don't profess by any means to be the guru or the complete know-it-all about branding, but I'm open to share what I have learned over the years. So, branding is my thing, man. I love it. I've I've got thrown in it through so many projects, and I just want to make sure I'm able to share with you guys what I have. But anyway, I wanted to start with why. Okay, start with why, right? I know you might have heard this from motivational speakers. There's Arthur Simon Sinek. He wrote a book about it. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for the love, Brad. Thank you. It's an author that wrote it a few years ago. Really powerful. Really changed the whole sales industry. But I'm not going to come at it from that perspective. But what I am going to do, I'm going to just talk about like you understanding your why when it pertains to your business, where it pertains to your brand. Like I said, you might be a rapper, a singer, a poet. You know what I mean? You might be, you might want to make t-shirts. I mean, anything you're getting into, you always want to understand your core belief on why you started that thing, right? And this is important, and I'll leave 3 points on why you want to understand your why or why you want to start with your why. But understanding your why is so vitally or so major to everything you do because it provides a anchor for you. You know what I mean? It helps you to stay focused on what your end goal is. And what's your why? Let's just start with that. What's your why? Well, it's your core belief system for why you started. It's like that thing that you got. Like, dang, you know what? I need to sing, man. Everybody think I can sing well. I really have a passion to sing about love. I really have a passion to sing about the Lord. I really have a passion to sing about anything, right? It's the reason you're starting out that particular endeavor. You know what I mean? It's the reason you're getting started. My thing is, my particular why is branding. I have a strong passion for making sure that when you present yourself, you know what I'm saying, with some class, with some oomph, you know what I'm saying? You're looking fresh. You ain't just stepping out the house looking like a chump, right? So that's my why, right? And to take it further into business, I'm really passionate about helping people in the startup situation. When you're first starting out with your business, it's like you're overwhelmed. You got a logo, you got a business card you got to come up with, you got websites, you got social media profiles. You got to go to all these social media profiles and build your business brand, right? Because you already were probably on there talking to, yeah, exactly. When you're already on there talking to or building your social status, if you will. But now you got to go in there and build your business status, right? You got to sell. There's so many aspects to starting up, and it could be overwhelming. And a lot of times people don't ever start. You don't write that book. You don't come up with that t-shirt company. You don't come out with, you don't come out as an artist. You stop because you get overwhelmed. Well, my passion, my why is, you know what? I've been in that boat, and like I've said in my, if you got a chance to check me out on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube. It's Cleet the Geek. It's at Cleet the Geek or whatever you want to. It's Cleet the Geek everywhere on all social media platforms. Cleet the Geek, real easy. But on my welcome video, I just talk about how hard, how hard it can be to start. But the whole thing that I want to leave you guys with is once you understand that why, it's easier to get into what your next step is. You know what I'm saying? You don't make things so difficult. You don't find yourself in a whole nother world doing something else that you didn't want to do just because you want to make money. So anyway, let me just get into my points. I'm really excited about the Q&A. So I want to kind of see what kind of questions you have. And once again, it's questions on anything with branding. It don't have to be specifically on, on starting with the why, but it could be anything with branding. I'm just going to open up, give you a couple of minutes. I mean, I'm chilling at the office at work. So if I get a knock on the door or a phone call, I got to handle my business, right? But I have the type of job where I have the freedom to be able to talk to you guys and chat with you a little bit. So anyway, first point I want to make, it motivates you, okay? And I'm gonna look down at my notes because look, I'm just going off the top of the cuff. I just turned around. I was like, let me just turn around and talk to my folk about this. So I got my notes. All right. Anyway, it motivates you. It helps you to stay focused. Okay. So this is very important because a lot of times you'll put yourself out there and people might not respond. You'll post up your new song you just came out with or your new t-shirt, right? You'll post it up and people may not respond as fast as you want them to. But when you understand why you're doing it, if I understand that I'm trying to help people in that startup process and not be intimidated with it, then I'm going to be okay. Because if I get to one person who sends me a message and say, man, I needed that today. Man, that was awesome. Then I've fulfilled my why for the day. Now, of course, when you get into business, you want those nice comments to turn into dollar signs, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that will happen. But if you get down to the core of your why, you're fulfilling that, and that should be your reasoning for starting out in the first place, right? Because I mean, the whole thing about doing the things you love and starting with why is you should be able to do it whether you get paid or not. That's the whole concept. It should be something that you just do naturally, that people don't have to ask you to do. So it motivates you, okay? Number two, it keeps you from getting off track. So I just mentioned that. So it keeps you from finding yourself in a weird situation. I give you a great example. Let's say if you have a blog and you're talking about how to fund your business without debt. But on your blog, you have banners on credit cards for Visa and American Express. You see how the two don't line up. You're telling people in your blog, don't get into debt. But then you're you're saying, hey, but go ahead and click on here and get this credit card so I could get some money. It keeps you from being whack, because people want you to be authentic. At the end of the day, you gotta be authentic. If you don't come off as authentic, you pretty much whack, and you don't want to be whack. So you want to make sure when you get that why down pat, it keeps you from getting off track. It keeps you from getting caught up in something that doesn't really represent your brand. All right. And the last point, like I said, I'm just moving through these so we could get to Q&A. I don't intend for this to be a 30-minute Periscope. I just wanted to jump back on there. Haven't been on for about a week. Had a great time over the holidays with the fam. So wanted to just get back to work, get back on that grind, doing my thing, my ET thing. You feel me? Oh, sorry, guys. I get in my ET mode and I get a little excited, guys. Sorry. Anyway. The third point is it provides a vision, okay? It provides a vision of where you're going. So this is a really important piece to, why you want to start with why, because then you get to see naturally what you need to move, where you need to progress to. So I give you an example with my why. If I'm trying to help people brand the better them, right? And I'm trying to help them to get started with their business ideas and their and branding themselves, then I know naturally I need to provide you with material, right? So right now I'm giving free material on Periscope and I give free material on YouTube. But eventually I need to give you some courses so you can sit down and take all of the distractions away and understand, okay, this is what I need to do. This is step A. This is step 1. This is step 2. This is step 3. This is step 4. So on and so forth, right? And then, okay, you might not be able to jump on these webinars or different videos that I do, but you might, hey, you know what? I like to read, so I need to eventually get to a book. So you see, naturally, as I begin to help individuals with what they're trying to do, I need to position or provide my content in every medium so that they can consume the content and then therefore go forth and do what they're trying to do. So naturally, when I have a why, it provides me vision of where I'm going. you know. And then another thing with that point is, you know, you also, thanks, appreciate that. Hey, matter of fact, I'm gonna do that. That's a great point. Thanks, Felicia Vaughn. Yes. Yeah, that's I gotta make a note of that. Thanks, guys. But what was I saying? Oh, so with the vision, right? You also get a chance to now say, okay, with my why, I can see an example of someone else who's doing what I'm doing or something similar, and now I can take that, right? I can take that and make it my own. I can look at them and say, wow, they're successful in this area, and these are the steps they've taken to get to that. So now I can look at those steps and duplicate those steps, learn from those steps, and now get to where I ultimately want to be, which is the fulfillment of my why. So it provides vision for where you're going. So let's go over this really quick. It motivates you, okay? It motivates you when everything's looking tough, when it looks rough, when no one is clicking on your ads, no one is liking your pictures, no one is buying your product, no one is getting your service. It keeps you focused and motivated, and allows you to say, you know what, I'm so into this thing that I don't care if they're not buying right now. That means I just gotta switch it up. A no today is not a no tomorrow, right? I'm gonna stay with it. You gonna buy my stuff, right? You gonna buy what? Oh, sorry. Once again, I get a little passionate about this stuff, guys. Two, right? Two is going to keep you from getting off track. So you're not going to be telling people not to get in debt, but selling them credit cards, right? You're not going to be whack like that, okay? And then thirdly, it provides a vision, right? It lets you know what you naturally need to do next. And then also it lets you identify an example that you can follow. So those are my 3 points, man. I just wanted to leave them with you all, you know, just drop some knowledge, you know. Like I said, I'm working on that e-course. If you haven't got the video, I got a video circulating, just kind of giving you some value on the e-course and how it can be beneficial to your startup situation. And I'll leave you with this. Invest in yourself, man. I mean, look, I can't say it enough. I mean, you have been thinking about this idea forever. You want to do it. Everything about you want to do it. But you got family, you got school, you got work, you got all of these things that are happening, and the reality is they're not going to stop, guys. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep coming. The responsibility for family is going to keep growing. The responsibility at work is going to keep growing. The responsibility at church and everything else is going to keep growing. You have to find time to carve it out. You have to find a way to carve out time to do the things you want to do. You want to write the book. You want to rap. You want to sing. You want to do your thing, right? So what's up? Don't let a value or a number stop you from doing that. Don't let like for instance, if I look at videos, and I'm getting on myself right now, if I look at a blog and it has too many words on it, sometimes it might be beneficial to me, but I'm like, I don't feel like reading that. I don't got time for this, and I go away from the blog. But that blog, that little time that I might have taken to read that could have changed my perspective for that week. So take the time to invest in yourself. You know, I'm going to give away a lot of free content, but some of my content won't be free. It's just a reality of life. I have to be able to position myself to get more content for you. And I won't have to sit here and whisper at the job if I can get more content for you and in a way where it is beneficial to both of us. So, you know, that's my perspective on it. But it's not about just buying my e-course. I don't want to make this like this a sales call or anything like that, because it's not. It's really to drop knowledge on you guys. And really, whether you go with my course or you don't, my biggest thing is this: get the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Do yeah, I'm at my job, man. I told you I'm at my job, man. Don't worry about where I be, all right? Sorry, guys. I know that guy, so I'm talking to him that way. But like I said, guys, I don't want to take too much time jumping on that point. My biggest thing is just invest in yourself, okay? But anyway, let's get some questions real quick. You know, like I said, I got some time. It's the end of the day at work, just chilling. You know, got the benefit to have that kind of job. But any questions you guys got on the startup process, on branding, on logo design, you know, thanks, God. Thanks. G Wayne is. I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, I give you guys some time, man. I mean, whoever in there, whoever want to drop a question, I'm here to answer it. If you don't have any questions, it's fine with me. I ain't gonna be offended. I ain't offended. Okay. What are some things I need to start up a website? Oh, good point. Okay. First things first, you need a domain name. So domain name is the URL, right? When you go in the browser, Google Chrome, what you call it? I am relaxed, buddy. Okay. Google Chrome, which you got Safari, you got Firefox, right? You got the top bar, that little address thing, that's your domain name. So first and foremost, before you can start a website, you got to get your name, okay? So you start, let me see, okay, what's your advice for keeping up a website if you aren't techie? All right, I got that question next. But anyway, what do you need to start your website? So you need your domain name, and then you need hosting, okay? You need to get with a hosting service. You can literally go to Google and type hosting, and there's several ones. You got GoDaddy. You have some of the, HostGator, I believe. So you got your hosting, right? And then you have to decide the platform you're going to use. Are you going to code it from scratch? Okay, you got HTML5, which is the latest version of the coding. I don't want to get too techie with you guys, but you got HTML5 sites. You have WordPress. You have Drupal. What's another one? Oh, Squarespace. So there's several ones. So you choose one of those platforms, and they provide ways. I'm not going to get into how to build your site on those different platforms, but those are platforms you would use to build your site. So once you decide what platform you're going to use, you build your site, and that's basically the process: domain name, hosting, and you build your site. And whatever the platform is going to have some kind of function at the end that says publish or go live or whatever have you. If all else fails, just give them a call and say, how do I go live? All right. The second question is, how do you maintain a website if you're not techie? That question is simple. You do research. You learn the platform. So for me, I use exclusively. I use WordPress, right? So you want to go and do research. I mean, I'm a perfect example of someone who provides information on how to use WordPress and how to get started with it. But you want to go on YouTube, you want to go on Google, you want to go to Cleet the Geek on YouTube, different places like that where you can find information on how to manage your WordPress. Let's say if you go with the WordPress platform, and then it teach you how to write paragraphs, how to update this, how to do that. Just using the tools that are already at your fingertips, and then taking e-courses